Can you imagine that? Simple baseless rumors can bring down anyone's reputation. Simple baseless rumor brought down my reputation. I don't have to imagine it. It happened to me. It happened to me. I don't have to imagine it. Technically, it was the same rumor spread twice. Oh wow, a couple people left the lobby. Rip. It was technically the same rumor spread by the same person twice in two different instances. It did. It did. It did. People can tell me I'm wrong. People can be like, "You're crazy" a million times. Like it's not. I'm not crazy because there are literally people who either have me blocked or muted because of what happened, and then they try to pretend like it's not. But then you ask them why, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know." But there are people who did block and mute me for something, and then they try to lie about it and say like, "You did something wrong." Like, no, I didn't. Prove it. You keep saying I did something, you don't prove it. Thank you for stopping by Wario Stadium. Yeah, no, I don't have to imagine that. It happened to me. I lost. The first time I was accused of it, I lost like 25 to 30-ish followers. They just all unfollowed me. Like, where's the evidence? Exactly. That's the thing. And I talked to the guy privately and literally demanded, I'm like, dog, like you're telling people. So the rumor was that one of the largest, and I mean this, one of the largest content creators that you can find on Twitter accused me of harassing him, right? So he accused me of harassing him, and this was back in like March of 2021, and he was like, who? I'm not going to say their name. I'm not going to say the name. Because they're so large, I'll just get a hate mob after me again, so I'm not gonna say their name. It was one of the largest creators on Twitter. They claimed I was harassing them. They claimed I was harassing them by being negative constantly in their comments, so I like DM them, and I'm like, what are you telling people, dog? What do you mean? Like, I literally was never negative to you at all. Like, prove it. Like, literally tell me what you mean. And him and I had a conversation like half an hour, and while him and I having this conversation, his tweet is still up, and because his tweet is still up, and he's so large, people are finding his tweet and either blocking me or unfollowing me, because again, he's one of the largest creators in the VTuber sphere, and so he does that, and we end up having a conversation. I literally ask him, like, dog, like, these are all the things I've said to you within the last like 3 weeks. Right? And he's like, he keeps trying to spin it, and I'm like, none of these are negative. Like, I told you you'd make a good actor. How is that negative? I agreed with you on a thing you said. How is that negative? So he finally deletes it, not because he was wrong. He does not delete his tweet because he was wrong. He deletes his tweet because he no longer wanted to have the conversation with me. And that is literally what he said. That he's going to delete the tweet because he didn't want this conversation. Now, the damage was already done. Because again, a bunch of people unfollowed and blocked me. So, you know, watched already. And people also soft block me, where they block you, which forces you to unfollow them, and then they unblock you. So I was no longer following a bunch of people. And then a few months later, there was this whole... Was the thing you agreed with him negative? No. The thing I agreed with him was, he mentioned something about the Persona community and how, like, people were attacking him. And I just agreed with him. I just pointed out, I'm like, yeah, they'll do that. That's it. It was a thing he was saying already. I just said, yeah, that happens. It's just a thing that will happen. Like, I literally never said anything to or about him, but he just claimed I did. I'm like, uh-huh. So I already, you know, lost reputation and shit for that. People soft blocked me, blocked me, muted me. I had people after me. And then a few months later, there was a situation with a guy who got full-blown deplatformed. Like, he actually got fully canceled over some shit going on in his Discord server. And a person had apparently made a tweet referencing that. I didn't know they were referencing that tweet. That situation. I didn't know the tweet was referencing that situation. So I responded with, yeah. And the tweet was like, the tweet, which is extremely hypocritical, now that I think about it, extremely hypocritical and bullshit, but the tweet was like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter how big of a creator you are, we'll always listen, especially me, I'll always listen. And I'm like, people should always listen. And if you don't feel like people will believe you, people should. And I responded with, yeah, this is how I feel about the situation that happened a few months ago, where I feel like if I talk about it, no one will believe me about the guy who spread negative rumors about me. And this guy, who was not following this person, so they weren't following them, they weren't following me. Did he need beef and smoke with you? I don't know, that's the thing. We had a prior interaction before this where he told me I should try getting a live 2D model, which I did. And then when he told me that when I get it to ask him to retweet it to help me out, right? To help me get, like, exposure. And when I DM'd him a bunch, and I tried to contact him a bunch, I couldn't get through and I got upset and I called him a liar. But that was a very simple situation where it was resolved. I apologized, deleted the tweet. But that had nothing to do with him. He keeps claiming it is. That never had anything to do with anything. I never held that against him. The fact that he didn't retweet my debut that he told me to get. Like that, I never held that against him. Never once. I never brought it up again. I never mentioned it. Like, but he keeps claiming I did. How many models do you have? I have a lot. I have a lot. I have many. Because remember, I started VTubing back in 2020. And I was a streamer prior to that. But I wasn't a VTuber until 2020. So, what ends up happening is he, despite not following me or following her, he finds my tweet under her response about me mentioning him and saying people won't believe me. Which, again, he made up lies about me that people did see and people did believe. So it's not like I tweeted it out of, like, random maliciousness. It was a real situation that happened. And he, again, goes after me publicly. And so he goes after me publicly again. This time he did directly say I was harassing him again. But while he's going after me publicly, he's also DMing me. So he's DMing me. The thing is, publicly he's just like shaming me. But in the DMs, he's talking to me like really nicely and like sympathetically to me. And he's like, oh, why don't you just say something to me? Why don't you just DM me? Like, if you had a problem with what I said or did, it's like... Which doesn't even make sense, because, like, I did. But it doesn't change the fact that people hate me now. Some people hated me now, a little bit of people. But that still matters to me, because I was a tiny streamer. Do you just closer? No! He doesn't even know. He still doesn't follow her. This creator who we were in, the thread, he still doesn't follow that creator. He still doesn't know that creator. So that's the sad thing. I think he unironically just wanted to flex the fact that he's a large streamer and can screw people. I don't know. And he never told me why. So what happens is we're in DMs. I'm in DMs. I'm distracted with talking to him in DMs. While he's out in public, like, telling all these people all this bullshit. Including, and he did use the word harassment. So again, he accused me of harassing again. This time, because of the thread we're under, and the fact that and this whole drama blowing up, he claimed I was trying to implicate him. I wasn't. Nothing I said implicated him in anything. Because again, I didn't know the tweet that I was responding to had anything to do with a separate situation. When I called him out in DMs for, like, essentially distracting me in DMs so he could lie publicly, he suddenly got very aggressive in the DMs, and he even started mocking me. Telling me things like, okay, show people the screenshots and I'm sure they'll believe you. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you serious? And so I'm in public now, and I'm trying to, like, telling people, like, I didn't do anything to this guy. He keeps saying I harassed him, and people, because again, he's famous, didn't believe me. No one believed me. So I had all these people responding to me, and yes, some of them told me to take my own life. It got that bad. I had his community attacking me publicly. I had his community... I lost 62 followers? Something around that line, like 60-something followers. Because again, this is a famous guy. This is a big guy in the VTuber sphere. Death threats? I got death threats. I got a lot of things. I posted them once, then I had to delete them. Hey man, it's been a while, hope it's all good. Big juice! When the stream days go well. It's good. We're just having some fun with some Mario Kart. I'm on vacation from work, so I've been streaming every day. And yeah, and like... So yeah, and then he blocks me, right? So he blocks me, and I kind of ended up blocking him. We block each other. And, what ends up happening is, like, at one point I tried saying, I posted the screenshots, I'm like, this is literally all our interaction is. Like, he literally accused me before, and he accused me of this before, and it wasn't real, and he's just doing it again, like, 4 months later, for something I didn't do, and people just didn't believe me. People just full-blown did not believe me. They didn't care. They don't care. And the obvious thing, the sad part is that I don't think it's not a matter of caring, I think it's a matter of I wasn't famous enough for people to care. I'm not famous enough for people to give a shit. So they just instantly took his side because there's no, I don't want to say clout, but there's just more benefit to them taking a side, I guess. But I had like, let's see, the person whose thread we were under, she found my tweets. First of all, she doesn't follow me either. Yet she went out of her way, found my tweets, and was DMing me to stop talking about him, even though he was literally making shit up about me. And then I tried to explain to her that, like, yo, he's making shit up about me. Like, people are unfollowing me. People are blocking me. I got kicked from 2 Discord servers. Literally just kicked from 2 Discord servers that I was in. And she just didn't respond. That was it. I had another famous streamer. This is a famous streamer who worked closely with many other famous VTubers. She found my tweet, responded to it. I didn't know that she was, like, his boyfriend. Or his girlfriend. Or at least they were super, super close. And so I remember DMing her, trying to tell her the full story, and she actually DM'd me back the next morning, like, yeah, I don't care, basically. She basically made one long paragraph that boiled down to, I don't care, your feelings don't matter. What she did was wrong, even though I literally didn't do anything, because I didn't harass him. And he never showed screenshots either. He didn't show screenshots or any kind of scenario. He literally just said, I did, and people believed him. I was getting DMs every hour, most of which were people telling me to either, quote-unquote, disappear. Some people telling me to commit. Many people just calling me names in DMs and publicly. One other, like, mid-sized streamer mentioned something similar, where they're like, oh, I had a situation people to leave me on. I said, yeah, I know how that feels. And because they knew about the situation, they then started attacking me in public. And they actually revealed it to me that this famous streamer, I had emailed him, because again, he blocked me everywhere. So I emailed him, begging him to tell people the truth. Society's so flawed, I know, right? I emailed him, begging him to tell people the truth, because I was getting attacked by his community publicly. Like, from all angles, and I was getting blocked, and muted, and kicked from Discords. And instead of responding to the emails, he took the emails that I sent him where I was begging him to tell people the truth and sent it to people publicly. So I actually do know for a fact that this wasn't just a public thing. He did privately go and tell people things. He took the emails and sent them to people privately to say, hey, look, here's the harassment. Because he doesn't have actual harassment to say. So he lied about the emails. And so I had a back and forth with that girl, and I actually have screenshots of that conversation. And she brought up the emails. I'm like, those emails were made after the fact. After he accused me of harassing him. That's not harassment if it's after the fact. That's called justification. I'm begging him. She actually deleted that tweet. And then just started screaming at me over text to move on. Because now she didn't have an argument. She didn't have an argument anymore. What were your connections with them? Anyways, nothing. I was just a guy who followed them. I was just a fan. I was just a fan. For the guy who screwed me over, I was a longtime fan. I've been following him forever. I was literally just a fan. That I decided they didn't want anymore. One of the person I responded to, whose thread caused me to get destroyed, that I responded to and he showed up in the thread. She had a friend and I was in her community. Why would they target you? I don't know. Well, they're targeting me because he targeted me. So they're essentially just making him disappear, I guess, to gain his favor. Because again, this is a famous guy. This dude was huge. He still is huge. So I assume they thought that targeting me would get them their favor because they're listening to him. You know, like, your famous guy hates somebody, so you hate them too, kind of thing. One Discord server that... I didn't get kicked from the Discord server. What happened was, I was a member, and they were a small streamer when I joined. And they were friends with the girl whose thread we were under, where he outed me for the second time. We claimed he outed me for the second time. Where he accused me for the second time. And there was like a notable shift in tone after when I went into her streams. She used to always be like super nice and super high energy and like greet people super happily. And then whenever especially me, right, including me. And then whenever I'd enter her stream now, she would just like, her whole mood would go down. She would whisper, she wouldn't greet me, like it was crazy. And I was in her Discord for so long. Since she was small. And it wasn't like I joined because of her friend. I joined her because I found her on Twitter, thought she was cool, and joined her. I didn't even know she was friends with this other big streamer. And so she essentially just gave me the cold shoulder. Her and her community gave me the cold shoulder because of what happened, because of his accusations. Oh shit, I'm boned. And as a result, I just left the Discord. I left the community because it looked like they didn't want to kick me, even though they clearly didn't want me there anymore. So I just left. Yikes, that was a bad turn. Not even. She would just be like, oh, hi. Like, she's always super high energy and super happy. And I would show up and go, hey, how's it going? She'd go, oh, hi. And then the next person would come in and she'd go, hey, how's it going? But I always got it, oh, hi. Like a cold shoulder, basically. Her and her whole community. People wonder why I don't collab, even though I'll ask on Twitter for collabs, but I'll get like nervous and not want to collab anymore. It's because of this. When he had made the second accusation, I was slated for 2 collabs. Both collabs canceled on me. Both of them. I didn't remember what the games were. I think one was Among Us. But yeah, I lost 2 people who were supposed to collab with me, didn't want to collab anymore. Ever since then, and this is 4 years ago, mind you. 4 years ago, this happened. Ever since then, people who would normally like talk to me would just stop talking to me. People like rarely respond to anything I say. Those people. It was that bad. And when I say this guy is big, I mean this guy is so big. He's friends with like every large streamer whose community I'm in. So every time I go into someone's chat, I get nervous. I can't talk in Discord anymore. I don't talk in a lot of places anymore. Because I'm constantly nervous that they know me and secretly don't want me there. So I don't talk anymore when I go places. This hasn't been said. Nope, we've never talked once. We've never talked since. As far as I'm aware, he's never unblocked or tried to contact me, and I've never unblocked him. We've never talked since. One of my friends, so I didn't mention this part, but when it happened, it got so bad that how do I say this without getting hoed by YouTube visuals? I decided to take a walk to the nearby highway and was just kind of hanging out near it, and one of my friends found me. And he was talking to me and trying to cheer me up. And he ended up taking he didn't take my phone. He ended up going into my phone and using I have an alt Twitter account. And he ended up using my alt Twitter account to try to get this guy to talk to me, and he still didn't talk to me. He just blocked him too. He blocked my alt account. He blocked my alt account that my friend was using because my friend was trying to get him to talk to me. We've never talked since. As far as I'm aware, we both have each other blocked. How did that even happen? What? So that's why when people are like, oh, this person got bullied. You think he remembers you? I think he remembers. If he doesn't remember, I guarantee he would. If I were to just talk to him, I guarantee he would. I guarantee he remembers. And if not, I'm sure if I just posted the screenshots of the conversation we had. Oh, okay. That was the craziest banana peel I've ever seen. Last place, everybody. But yeah, no, if I were to just show him the screenshots, I guarantee you he'd remember. I bet you anything he would. I guarantee you he'd remember immediately. Because the screenshots have his name on it anyway, so even if he says he still doesn't remember, it doesn't matter, it happened. Even if he doesn't remember a single thing, it still happened, because I have the screenshots of it happening, and I have the screenshots of the people who were... That was the thing, I didn't take screenshots of a lot of the people who were, like, attacking me, because I was just so mad that I was just blocking them instantly and deleting whatever message they gave. But there are people I know for a fact that, like, publicly came after me that he can easily find. You trusted him? Well, he never was, like, promising anything. He just wanted me to get the new model because he claimed it helped me stand out because at the time I was using a very poorly made 3D model because I wasn't a good 3D modeler yet. I'm still a horrible 3D modeler. And he just said he would retweet it to help me out, right? And realistically speaking, if we were to talk about in like a perfect world, we're switching to my girl here. If he were to have retweeted it, it would have worked. He never actually, well, technically he did retweet it and then he undid the retweet, but I don't hold that against him. I've never once held that against him. Because I'm not going to force him to do something. I don't care. Ultimately, I did ask him to do it. I did DM him. I did follow his instructions to DM, or to, notify him on Twitter to retweet the model, the debut, for the live 2D. But when he undid the retweet, I never held that against him. I only ever held the fact that he didn't try to help me, and then when he retweeted it and then undid the retweet, that was the part where I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to hold that against him. But that was the live 2D, and then I've had a couple 3D models since then, and obviously this is the latest one. And who knows, maybe I'll, if I ever have time to make to try and make a new base model based off the Rune Factory models I got, maybe I'll make another one. This one can definitely be improved on, trust me. And in case you're wondering, no one showed up to my live 2D debut. When I first debuted as a VTuber in 2020, no one showed up. Why would he help you? I don't know, that's the reason. He explained it as he helped me. Because what happened was the conversation was back in 2020 of September when he told me to get the live 2D. The conversation was he was talking about how like how he didn't think becoming a VTuber would be easy and how he didn't think people would care about him and how like he didn't think people would welcome him into the VTuber community. Remind you, this guy was a very, very well-known artist. So he was already kind of like wrong. If you're a very well-known artist, one of the biggest artists at the time, people are definitely going to want you to be a VTuber or welcome you into the VTuber community. But I mentioned that I didn't feel that welcome into me, and now obviously the difference is that he was already famous and I wasn't. That's the takeaway there, right? Is that he's already famous, that's why they're welcoming him, I'm not. And so, that's basically what he said, and I'm like, and so he responded to me, shockingly, because he saw my tweet somehow. I guess it broke through his notice. Asked me what I meant, and I talked about it. I'm like, you know, people don't want to be my friend. I found like people just don't treat me right, yada yada. And again, it's because I'm small, he's famous, so people obviously know who he is and they treat him better. So he recommended that I get a live 2D model because it will help me better stand out than the 3D model I was currently using. Granted, he didn't know I made the 3D model, I don't think. And I'm like, and he said, and I'm like, I guess I can consider it, but I still don't see how that would make me stand out. And he said, you know, contact me after you get the live 2D, and I will retweet it to help people see you, right? And he explained later, after the second accusation, which was in June of 2021, that the reason why he offered to help me was because he just felt like I was having a bad experience, which ironically led to him just hoeing me for no reason. So, I unironically think it was just a power trip for him. That he just had power and he wanted to use it. Ooh, big lobby. I had to use the washroom. I should have gone pee to pee first. That'll be fun. But we have never spoken since. The person who, like, came to his defense that I said brought up the emails, and that's how we know he told people privately as well, like behind closed doors. So that's why I'm so paranoid. I don't know who he told specifically. I don't even think his motive was to get more famous. I think his motive was just to feed his own power trip. I think he literally just wanted to cancel somebody. Maybe. I don't know. Again, he's never talked about it since, contrary to what people think. Because the girl who said he sent her emails claiming it was harassment when it wasn't, she also claimed, she made this claim that he apologized to me. That was never true. He hasn't talked to me since. We have each other blocked, and I unblocked him one time for like a month, and after that conversation with the girl, and nothing. He's never tried to contact me once. Not over email, DM, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, nothing. He has never once tried to contact me. Yet she, and I think I remember one or two other people said like, oh, he apologized to you. Why are you still mad? Why are you still trying to drag his name? It's like, he never apologized to me. Ever. Like, he never made a public statement saying, hey, I wronged this guy. It's not true. Don't treat him badly because it wasn't true. Like, he never said anything like that. He never DM'd me an apology. He never made a public statement. Nothing. How famous are these two? One of them... So, he was the most famous person involved, and he is famous. It's entirely possible if you went on Twitch right now, and all you watch is VTubers, if you go on Twitch, there's a high chance he'll be on the front page. He'll be on your recommended tab. That's how famous he is. The person who DM'd me that my feelings basically don't matter, and that I did something horrible even though I didn't do anything, he's pretty big. He is extremely big. I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want someone to like watch this in passing, find out, and then tell them, and then I get harassed again, because it will happen. I feel like it will happen. I'm too paranoid to say it won't happen. That's the thing. The person who DM'd me after they found me talking about him, trying to like posting screenshots, trying to like prove my innocence. That person is less famous, but still extremely famous because they were an artist who worked for. They're an artist who worked with a lot of the current big streamers, big VTubers. The person whose tweet he accused me under the second time was not that big, but they were a Twitch partner. The person who claimed he apologized to me and was sent the emails, that person isn't also not that big, but they are a Twitch partner. And they were friends with a lot of people who ended up becoming big. So. But the paranoia for me, it comes to the fact, like, if he was telling her privately, who else did he tell privately? Like, because I know he's close friends with some people that I look up to, people who inspired me to stream in the first place. So it's like, did he tell them publicly? Do I get treated bad in their stream now because of him? Like, I don't know. And then obviously there's the fact that people didn't want to know me anymore. So, I gotta run to the washroom, guys. I'll be right back. Give me a quick second. I'll be back. But yeah, no, if you ever wonder why, like, there's always people going like, the VTubing community needs to get better. Why don't people talk about things? This, and this. It's like, the VTuber community will never get better because it platforms horrible people that, you know, insert person here was warned about. And either the warning was ignored because it came from a small person, or just people just didn't see it or whatever, right? Like, it will never be better. There will always be the people who are just complete pieces of shit behind people's backs because, I don't know, they feel like it, I guess. It's cool.